Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is February 9th, 2024, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, we're watching the markets really taking a breather. Now, we're after the FOMC. We're also after most of the quarterly earning reports, so things are just settling down. However, looking at today, we got another major economic event, this time out of Canada. At 3:30 South African time, we have an employment change number coming out. Now, looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the Japanese yen trades lower versus the US dollar. And as we're looking at the Turkish Lira continues to weaken versus the dollar to new lows. And as we're looking at the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ unchanged on their highs though and holding on. Now looking at commodities, gold remains unchanged while oil bouncing back above $76 a barrel. Now looking at the stocks, the tech giants kind of take a breather, but they're all hugging their resistance levels. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin pushes higher as well. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. First with the Japanese yen. Now, why do I cover the Japanese yen? It's very simple. It's a leading indicator. Sometimes it just kind of chuggas and it doesn't trade. But when it trades, and usually right afterwards, the euro and the GBP has followed the Japanese yen. Now, the Japanese yen is making new lows versus the dollar. We had a massive sell-off, right, from 151 down to 140, which was very decent. And then in beginning of January, we started bouncing. Now, we're at 149 right now, so almost back to our 100% level of where we first initially traded from. And we're at resistance level right now. So we may peter out here. So just keep it on your radar. It's not a tradable asset right now, but you want to keep it on your radar because you might see the euro and the British pound actually jumping into it and catching up to it. So it is important to note. Now looking at the Turkish Lira, another day, another low. It's another 8 pips. Yeah, it's another just 8 pips per couple of days, but it's another low and this continues to jump lower. Jumping in commodities, gold really doing nothing. So I'm going to just jump into crude oil. Crude oil has been trading between $78 and $72. We're bouncing off of it. We're at $76 right now. And sure enough, to be expected. If we look at the moving averages, it almost look like they're flatlining here on a daily chart. If you look at a weekly, we've been in a really tight range since September, okay? I mean, even going to 94 and then selling off to 69-ish level, that's not such a huge range for oil, okay? All intents and purposes, you know, I mean, this is going back to where it was at about $150. So all intents and purposes, just trade the range. It's just so simple. Buying 72, selling 76, you know, shorting 78 when it gets to those levels, you know, and then anticipating on the other way. Now, jumping into the American markets, looking at the Dow Jones, still on its highs, did not retrace whatsoever, and neither did the NASDAQ. Okay, and the NASDAQ actually looking like it's getting stronger right here at these levels right now. However, keep in mind that it's the big tech that took us higher. What took us higher? Let's take a look at it. Meta held on to its gains and showing some tremendous strength here on its highs as it's kind of didn't just gap up, but holding on to that gap up, which means that there are no major sellers here, which may mean that we can even go further higher. Okay, now NVIDIA hit a new high yesterday as well, and so they're taking their turns, but it's really scary, to tell you the truth, as a trader, to buy these things at these levels because they're so high up, okay? And you kind of ask yourself, how much further higher could they go? Well, sure enough, they keep on breaking higher, and then you say to yourself, why did I miss it? That's the challenge of trading these type of markets, is because they're making new highs, and you don't know where the top is going to be. Okay, so keep in mind, you want to trade that trend on the upside, but just realize there's going to be a rotation. One time it's NVIDIA, one time it's Meta, one time it's Microsoft, one time it's the other. And Microsoft also, the other day, hitting new highs, tapering off. Yesterday, it wasn't such a major play, okay, really in a very tight range, okay, 413, 412. You know, that's not a big range. So keep that in mind as they are taking turns. Now, Bitcoin pushing higher to 46,000. Okay, so it's above 46,000, still relatively strong. Now, however, we're hitting resistance area at 47,500. If we don't break that, we'll retrace, okay? But it does look that it's gaining some momentum with volume, okay? Those are the two really important components when you're having a trending upwards kind of move. So keep that in mind. This is Fed Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day and a beautiful weekend. Thank you.